Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Armenia, and more specifically about the preservation of cultural values as a governmental function. The Ministry of Culture is a republican body of executive power developing the policy of the government in Armenia in the sphere of culture. The purpose of this ministry is to maintain and republish the cultural heritage, promotion and development of contemporary art. The functions provided by the legislation of Republic of Armenia's Ministry of Culture are through the activities of the structural units and individual units, which are the departments, divisions and agencies. The agencies of the Ministry of Culture. There are two agencies, and the first one of them is the protection of cultural values, and the second one is the historical and cultural heritage protection. We are going to talk about the second agency today, and first of all we need to know what is the historical and cultural heritage. The historical, scientific, artistic or cultural structures with the nearby areas historically connected with them that are under the state registration are called historical and cultural heritage. The classification of the monuments. There are two main types of the monuments. The monuments of republican purposes, which are the monuments with high quality, ancient, typical and rare based on the nation's history and culture, and the monuments of local purposes. Those are the monuments that are based on the culture, history of a specific region of the country. And then it comes to the classification of the monuments by their characteristics, and there are four types of the monuments. The first one is archaeological, which are the Stone Age stations, cave shelters, ancient habitations, cemeteries, and so on. The second one is historical, buildings, monuments, memorials, and cemeteries connected with the historical and culturally significant events and remarkable people. The third one is the urban and architectural construction areas of historical sites, neighborhoods, streets, gardens, and so on. And the fourth one is the monumental art, arts of monumental sculptures, paintings, and design.
In the sphere of preservation and usage of the monuments, the authority of Armenian government 1. Provides the finances of the monument preservation and usage from the state budget. 2. Confers the list of the immovable monuments and the rule of accounting, exploring, preserving, strengthening, recovering, and using them. 3. Creates historical and cultural, natural and historical reserves and confirms their statutes. 4. Among the international norms, promotes the accounting, exploring, preserving, strengthening, recovering of the monuments that are not in Armenia and creates promotional events. 5. Regulates the change and the transference of the monuments that have national importance.
The demolition of the monuments, the law of moving and modifying the monuments. Demolition of monuments is prohibited. The moving of monuments can happen only in exceptional cases by the permission of the government of Armenia. The modification of monuments can occur only by the permission of the state management bodies. In the first picture, we see the Saint Anna Church and the newer church building around it. The smaller building is not allowed to be destroyed, and that's why the old building is around it. In the second picture, we see the Tuma building in Gyumri. It used to be a Republican monument, and as the agencies wanted to build the new building, they asked for permission and they were allowed to build a new building. Before moving or modifying the monument, scientific researches and measurements are done and photographs are taken. Using the monuments or the photographs, videos, drawings of the monuments for advertisement, souvenirs and labels is prohibited, unless the owner of the monument agrees to provide the monument of these projects.
If monuments are found during the constructions, the process must be stopped and urgently reported to the authorized body. It is impermissible complete excavations of the archaeological sites. Exceptions are those sites which have risk of rapid destruction by natural or artificial factors.
So this agency also tries to make our monuments world known. A remarkable thing here is that we already have 3 monuments in the UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. The first one is the Monastery of Haghbat in Sanahin since 1996. The second one is the Cathedral and Churches of Echmiadzin and the archaeological site of Zvartnots since 2000. And the third one is the Monastery of Gegard and the Upper Azad Valley since 2000 as well. So there are still some projects that the agency is still working on. The first one is the Tatev Monastery in Syunik province, and the second one is Noravank in Vayotsor province. So that was it. Thank you all.